Hi, everybody. You're listening to Radio Cherry Bombe, and I'm your host, Kerry Diamond, coming to you from sunny Los Angeles. The team and I came to town for the second annual Cherry Bombe Power Awards, which were held Wednesday night at the Mayborn, Beverly Hills. It was a beautiful evening, and so many of this year's honorees were in the room. I loved catching up with everyone, and of course, it's always fun to give out awards to cool, deserving people. I'm chatting with two of those folks today, Chef Sara Kramer and Sarah Hymanson. They received our Bombesquad Award, which is given to someone who is all about building community. Sara and Sarah joined me to talk about Kismet, the beloved restaurant they opened in the city almost a decade ago, and how it's evolved over the years. We talk about their partnership, which goes all the way back to their days as young cooks in New York City, and what it takes to keep a restaurant alive today, which, as you can imagine, is not easy. They share the origin story of Kismet Rotisserie, their newest baby, and of course, we talk about food, because I absolutely love Sara and Sarah's approach to cooking, seasonality, and making the most of California's beautiful produce. I am so thrilled to have them back on the show because I credit Sara and Sarah with helping me fall in love with Los Angeles. LA was always a city that kind of baffled me, but once I saw it through their eyes, I started to appreciate why so many people, especially those in the culinary world, love it so much. Stay tuned for my conversation with Sara Kramer and Sarah Hymanson of Kismet, and be sure to check out Cherry Bombe's Substack for a recipe from their cookbook, Kismet, bright, fresh, vegetable-loving recipes. This episode is brought to you by Resy and American Express. Resy is a digital platform that connects restaurants to restaurant lovers. The best-in-class software elevates dining experiences, provides original industry content, and helps fill some of the industry's most exciting tables. Because restaurants have always been more than just a place to eat. The amazing world of restaurants is just a few taps away in the Resy app and at resy.com. Today's show is also presented by Whole Foods Market. At Cherry Bombe, we're always inspired by great ingredients, thoughtful sourcing, and the people behind the food we love. That's why we're excited to partner with Whole Foods Market. You Whole Food fans out there know this, but Whole Foods Market is more than a grocery store. It's a destination for health and wellness. Their purpose is to nourish people and the planet, and that commitment comes through in everything they do, from supporting local makers, including so many founders and entrepreneurs in the Bombesquad, to championing quality ingredients and responsible sourcing. I always discover something new when I shop at Whole Foods, whether it's a seasonal ingredient, hello strawberry season, an emerging food brand, or a pantry staple that quickly becomes a favorite. Whole Foods Market believes that paying attention to how food is sourced, grown, and raised can make a positive impact on our communities and the world around us, a philosophy that really resonates with us here at Cherry Bombe. For more, visit Whole Foods Market or WholeFoodsMarket.com. Now, let's check in with today's guests. Sara and Sarah, welcome back to Radio Cherry Bombe.
So happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I can't believe we're all standing after last night's Power Awards.
I mean, I was ready to hang later.
I was ready too. Sadly, I mean, you know how this is when you run an event. By the time the 10 o'clock hour had hit, I was like, I need a glass of champagne. I want some ice cream, and everything shut down.
I mean, kind of the greatest way for a party to go, though, is to like leave people wanting more.
That's true.
Truly, because everyone's like, that was so fun. I would definitely go back.
But it was a very beautiful,
it was great
setting.
Like the outdoor space was incredible.
Mm-hmm. It really was.
It was so fun.
Let's talk about your baby. It's almost 10 years.
Yeah. I know. Didn't it go by in a flash?
We opened it in a different life.
Completely different life. I think we're both completely different people. The world is a different place. It's sort of shocking to have bridged this gap and to still be open. And Kismet has also changed quite a bit, but has also remained the same.
Yeah. And we've had to just morph
a lot
with the time. And
I want you to dig into that a little, because a lot of restaurants don't change. And funnily enough, that works for some of them.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that you want preserved in amber and you don't want the menu to ever change and you want it just to be what it always has been. But then there are the restaurants that really should evolve with time. How do you feel like Kismet has done that?
I think that we have responded to circumstance. You know, we used to be an all-day restaurant. We are now just a dinner-only restaurant. And I think that was the result of the pandemic largely, and feeling like our bandwidth was limited to be able to reopen it the entire day and feeling like the amount of energy that it took to operate an all-day restaurant in such a small space was really intense. And with our energy, like our personal energy divided, to keep the enthusiasm, I think, alive, to be able to operate all day was too much.
Obviously, keeping a restaurant around financially is very challenging. And the daytime was always questionable whether it was financially worth it. And we kept it around because we broke even. We were able to prep with the labor that we had working during the day. But as time went on, that became less a driver of us continuing.
I think it was really a practical decision. Yeah. It's like we could continue to do it, but is the cost benefit analysis worth it?
During the pandemic, again, like we really just had to rethink priorities and like cut the fat, as they say.
Yeah. A lot of it had to be very unemotional, like any amount of, feelings, sentimentality that we had toward our daytime service or toward things that we had to let go of. We've just gotten very good at getting rid of those feelings quickly, being like, all right, this just has to happen.
Having had restaurants, there's so much, not pressure on you, because I think you put that pressure on yourself, but the narrative around it is you have to maximize that space. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why we saw so many all-day places. But you're saying that's not the case.
Yeah. I mean, when you are running a restaurant, you are spending money every second. I mean, whether you're open or you're not. But if you're open and you have employees working, you are just hemorrhaging money. So if you don't have constant business, then you're losing money. And then you have to make up for it at other times. And for many years at Kismet, we did, and it was worthwhile, and also because we wanted to be a place that was available for people at all times throughout the day. Yeah, I think that was just not exactly true, we found, that you have to maximize in that way because, you're spending money. It's not like, oh, you just own the space and now you're using it.
But Dan, it depends on your priorities. Like we obviously have also 4 now of the rotisserie restaurants, and we only have so much time between the two of us and so much energy to be able to manage everything and everybody.
And also, we're not trying to sugarcoat anything here, especially during the pandemic. A full-service restaurant was a liability, and a takeout restaurant was what kept us going. So, without rotisserie, Kismet wouldn't exist.
Yeah, we wouldn't still be standing.
And so we're incredibly lucky to be able to keep Kismet going. I think we've managed to outlast so many of our peers, and incredibly grateful to the city for supporting us in all the ways that it does through Kismet and Kismet Rotisserie, which really, again, is like what allows us to be in business.
Has the menu evolved?
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah. But I think we strike a balance between giving people old favorites and
there are
continuing to be creative
that have never come off the menu. Yeah. The rice, the chicken pies, the little gem salad, the fried cauliflower,
the flaky bread,
the labneh that we make in house. There's quite a we always have a marinated feta, as you enjoyed the other night.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
But the preparation on it changes. So, I would say that the core identity of Kismet is pretty stable, and people can come back knowing that they can reliably get the things that they've always loved, and then try a new fish dish, a new shrimp dish, a new chicken dish.
And I think the vibe of the food has remained consistent. It's always going to have a lot of vegetables. We also serve protein. It's always going to have a lot of spice and acid and be rich, but also balanced.
Yeah, seasonal.
And, we have had different other folks in the kitchen. We've had different sous chefs throughout the years who also put their own spin on the vibe,
which is fun.
That's so fun, and we're so grateful to all of those people who continue to make it what it is.
Yeah, contribute to shaping what it is in a given moment.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you two and your partnership. I'm so happy to see that you still have a thriving partnership. Folks, you can't see this, but they are holding hands right now in the spirit of partnership. You've got great role models in this city. Susan Feniger, Mary Sue Milliken, Carolyn Stein, and Suzanne Goen.
Yep.
But that still doesn't make it easy. Just because you have role models doesn't mean it's an easy road. And you two, your partnership goes back to New York. When I, first met you, when you were at Glassery, what is it about the two of you? How have you made this work, and what kind of work have you had to put into it to make it work? How many times can I say the word work there?
I mean, work is the operative word because it is a lot of work. I think that we kind of always say that it is our willingness to always work and show up and kind of work harder than anybody else each other knows, and to like never really give up when things are hard.
Yeah. We're both very determined.
Very.
And also, I think, pretty emotionally resilient. So when there is conflict,
we can work through it. And we can move through it. And
it doesn't mean that there's not like some months that feel challenging, but we are very good at being like, this is a moment. We're going to talk about it. It doesn't mean that we don't have our own feelings, but we will once again get to a different place. And
I just think
trust.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think over the years, it's really built a huge foundation of trust, which is like a very special thing in any kind of relationship, whether it's friendship or romantic or family. You don't have the opportunity, I don't think, to have this depth of trust with a person very often. And I'm so grateful for it. I feel like it's taught me a lot in terms of relationships generally, and to have the opportunity to develop that kind of relationship. I think it's invaluable. Like, teaches you just how to be a person in the world.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing this without the other?
It would be so much harder.
Yeah.
It would be so much harder. I don't think I could imagine doing any kind of business without a partner.
And scary. I think it'd be much scarier.
I think a lot scarier. I think just to know that someone understands what the moment is really important, and like what you're feeling, even if you have slightly different feelings, someone who's like present for all aspects of something. There's only so much you can go back to your like romantic partner and talk about and have support and be like, here's what's happening. And for them to be like, that sounds hard. They're doing their best to try to support you, but like to have someone in it with you, I don't think you should do it alone. Honestly.
Also, I think if you're going to do it with someone, you better really believe in their vision.
We'll be right back with today's guests. The new issue of Cherry Bombe magazine is here. The theme is Game Changers, and we have 5 different covers featuring superstars who have changed the game in a major way, including Padma Lakshmi, best-selling author and the creator of America's Culinary Cup, Jenny Wynn, the founder and CEO of the Sports Bra in Portland, Oregon, and Courtney Storer, the culinary producer behind The Bear. If you're a subscriber, thank you. You'll receive your issue in the mail later this month. Not a subscriber? Head to cherrybombe.com to subscribe and get issues delivered direct to your door. You can also pick up an issue at one of the great bookstores and culinary shops around the U.S. that carries Cherry Bombe magazine. Take us back to Brooklyn, circa whatever year that was. What did you two see in each other that you were willing to go on this journey?
I mean, and I also think that you don't have to have the same vision. You're always going to be creating a new thing together, but you have to at least believe and trust in someone else's creativity. I was just thinking about this. Sarah was in New York. I did this catering job. We're both a little bit controlling, but there's no one else in the world that I would really trust to make food, my food, nice other than Sarah. There's just a level of like creative trust that is irreplicable, especially after all these years. We just are two sides of the same coin, at least in this project. And that's a thing that you work towards. It wasn't a thing that we always had. But I think from the beginning, I believed in Sarah's vision and capacity and work.
I definitely recognize wanting to work with someone. And I think it was like a bit subconscious. I think that I had recognized not finding that up until that point, having a connection or something that is like metaphysical or something that you can't even really define, where you're like, oh, I want to like do something with this person because they're smart, they're so hardworking, they see things in the same way. Like we kind of always, people make comments about how we like have this sort of unspoken language, and it's true at this point, like we definitely do. And like there was already that sense. at that time when we had just started working together, that there was just like a recognition of seeing that I see the way you're doing something in a way that I'm like, yes.
Yeah. I think that there's, even though our brains work
very
differently, there is a way that they work similarly.
Yeah.
We organize differently.
We arrive at the answers to math problems very differently.
Yeah. And when we work creatively, I start from the small and work out, and you start from big and work in.
It's a really good balance, I think, actually, because we know we'll get to the same place. And then either end of that spectrum is taken care of.
It's taken time to be able to
embrace
our differences.
Yeah, and like embrace our strengths.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. You know, you're looking in a mirror, someone's staring back at you, the thing that maybe you didn't want to be good at, or the thing that maybe you thought you were not the person responsible for, you know, and they're like, your space is over there. And I think that's been really helpful. It's like the more you can, you know yourself and know what you bring to the table, the better a partner you can be.
And I mean, this industry is just so challenging. We have to play to our strengths. We have to divide and conquer. Otherwise, we just won't survive. Also, we're both very thorough.
So not only was it you two taking a chance on each other, you were starting new lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is either of you from here?
No, I think about it all the time, how psychotic a decision
it was crazy. I had been here once. I had never had any interest in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah. And looking back, I'm like, what an insane choice. I mean, that is the like beauty and also like hilarity of youth, to just make choices because you don't really understand the consequences. And, like, nothing would happen if you understood the consequences.
100%. The beauty of naivete.
But yeah, no, we had no ties. I was dating Mary Sue Milliken's son at the time.
Wait, the one who's friends with Molly Boz?
Yes. Yeah.
Such a small world.
Yeah, we all met at the same time, actually, working at Allswell in Williamsburg for a very, very, very brief moment. But that's where I met Molly Boz. That's where I met Declan, Mary Sue's son. And so I had a little bit of a connection to LA because of him. But it's not like he was like moved to LA with me.
We had one friend.
Yeah. One friend, Amanda Crawford.
Yeah. Amanda Crawford.
Shout out, Amanda.
Oh my God. Amanda, the best person in the whole world.
The biggest connector of people.
Yeah.
The most loving. LA loving.
Yeah, the most epic of all time. Yeah. Truly, if you are lucky enough to know Amanda Crawford, you really
I do not know Amanda Crawford, but I guess Amanda, call me or DM me. I love this city in so many ways. It still mystifies me, and I can't stand that I can't walk anywhere. That makes me nuts.
Us too.
Yes. But the fact that it mystifies you is why it's so great. An amazing place.
Yeah.
And it will forever.
Yep.
I think it's like an unknowable place.
I mean, your farmers markets, the people, the weather.
We're extremely honored, and we're extremely honored that LA has taken us in and made us feel so welcome.
Yeah. And it really is a special, generous food scene.
LA is so supportive. The food community here is so supportive. And truly, all of the responses, the pandemic response, the fire response, even in strikes, and just regular immigration response, it's been incredible to be able to be a part of that and to see just how generous the people in the city are, especially the food community in the city are, to show up for their neighbors. It really is the best of LA.
And, you know, small restaurant, large restaurant, doesn't matter. People give what they can, and just very inspirational.
You were such newbies when you were doing this. You know, this was the first restaurant you owned, right?
We opened the falafel shop in Grand Central Market.
Oh, I forgot about the falafel shop. Oh my gosh. That's interesting.
That was our first place here.
Did you need that as sort of a baby step to being able to?
Definitely.
Did some people jump into restaurants before they're ready for it?
We were somewhat ready, but we had worked in restaurants for 10 years at that point also. You know, it's not like we are like some of the people these days who have like worked in a restaurant for a year or two. We like have been working in restaurants since we were 19 or 20. We're like old school chefs.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like we're in an interesting generation of chefs who are like in between the old world and old guard and the new guard. And I feel like that's a bit of a niche position.
Yeah, there's not that many people, I think
a lot of people in our position got strangled out and went to like private chefing.
Right. And if they hadn't opened when we did, which is a little bit early, then the pandemic happened and it really changed people's trajectories.
Yeah.
So I do think we're a bit of a funny generation, especially for LA.
Yeah.
Are you two elder millennials? What are you?
I think we're kind of Millennial.
Millennials.
40.
Yeah.
Okay.
We both just turned 40.
Okay. Oh, you guys are babies. I take back the elder millennial. Okay. So it's so interesting. You had the falafel shop, but like you said, you had all this experience. You were chefs for 10 years before you did your own thing. But once you're paying all the taxes, you're doing payroll. I mean, that is a whole different.
What California labor law is.
Right.
You know, there's a lot that we did not know going into it.
We'd both worked very hard. We'd both been on the opening team of restaurants. We'd opened restaurants that weren't our own before and worked a million hours on our feet. But it's really like
operating
the
a kitchen
stress,
and operating
kitchen is
a
different.
restaurant on the ground level is extremely different from operating a restaurant as the person in charge of the business.
Yes.
And that is the biggest piece of advice that I feel like I could give anybody,
Yes.
where it's like, no matter how much experience you have as a worker in the restaurant, even at the highest level, understanding what then it takes to run a business is a completely different skill.
Are you prepared for the emotional toll that it takes to never be able to turn off? Are you prepared? That is a thing that having a partner is really helpful for. But even still, you can never fully turn off.
I was just doing like all of the catering orders while I was getting married. You know, I'm like, I can't ever turn it off.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like, are you prepared for, the emotional toll that managing a lot of people takes on your body and your mind? And are you prepared to handle and be the decision maker when there are world disasters? And are you prepared to be the one who decides how you pivot, decides whether you can pay someone when you have to close, decides whether you stay open or you're closed, whether you...
All of that, I will say the crisis moments have been
so
hard.
So challenging.
So
it is truly...
You all have had to deal with things that no other market has had to deal with. And it's just going through my mind right now, the things you had to deal with. And a decade might seem like a long time, but it's not.
Feels even longer
given
than a
that
decade.
You've had fires, strikes, the pandemic, so many weather issues.
Yeah. I mean, the strike, if you aren't in LA, I don't think you fully see the toll that took on the city and restaurants specifically. I would say that actually had the most impact on
I think definitely
our business.
On business. I think emotionally, though,
the fires
and the pandemic.
Yeah.
And immigration.
But practically, the strike.
But then, like, even just smaller things, the pipe bursting above your restaurant and it showering in your dining room.
Right.
During service?
During service. And dealing with the landlord and trying to figure out how to negotiate with different people and pacifying your own staff, pacifying the guests. You know, it's just those
trying
are
to
the
get
things
what you
that
need to get out of landlords who very often don't care about you at all. You know, so I'd say that
I dealt with that in Brooklyn.
The
so
biggest
depressing
thing you can do is be very, 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 very well set up at the beginning, and then understand that no matter how well set up you are, no matter how responsible you've been in your choices on who to work with, on where to operate, on the landlord that you've chosen to partner with, because that is also a partnership, you are still going to face immense challenges that you will not be prepared for, and you just need to be able to go with it and know that like you will get through it on the other side.
It is not the food.
That's the easy part.
And hope that you're lucky enough to have good people working for you, because you need that. You need people to depend on to make the food happen beautifully. There's too much other stuff going on.
People might be so shocked to hear that, but it is so true. It's not about the food.
It's not about the food.
Yeah.
As much as I would love
and as
for
much
it to
as
be.
I think for us it originally was.
Yes.
I will say that is like a little bit of the heartbreak.
Yes, for sure.
Of the restaurant industry is that it's unfortunately not.
In the beginning, when we opened Kismet, it was a different time, and I think it was more possible for it to be about the food. And I think now, also, especially we are grateful to have the funding that we have. If it is not your money, you don't have all the choices that people who are funding independently have. And that is a reality that you have to accept.
But also, if it's not your money and if you don't have any money. When we opened our first place, we blew through every dime and opened with no operating capital.
Yeah. And that is so scary.
Yeah, don't do that, people. Don't put yourself in that situation. Sarah, I want to go back to something you said about being well set up. You said no matter how well set up you are in the beginning. Can you define well set up?
I think that if you have strong relationships, you have people who you've, let's say, worked with for a long time who are going to come and work with you, who you really know well and really trust in their positions. You have funding, you have operating capital, you've picked and like a long runway of operating capital. You're very well versed in running restaurants. You're going in fully eyes wide open.
You're set up with resources for people, like for things that you don't know very well, like you have a lawyer on speed dial. You have an HR person that you can call. You have a peer who's done it before.
And you've done all of your projections. You have your financials are tight. You have all of your scenarios. You know what your labor is going to need to look like if you're doing half the business that you were projecting.
You're looking at your labor every day because, as you know, and as everyone in restaurant knows, if you get off course just for a short amount of time, you lose money. So you need to be able to pivot quickly so that you can stay afloat.
And like relative to the building, like you understand what the challenges are with the building as well. You've like really done your homework and your diligence there, and you have a team that has reported back to you about what is happening here, what you could expect in the future, what you might want to do sooner, what you'll have to be facing later. And you have a good relationship with your landlord, ideally, or you at least have chosen someone who you know you can work with. A lot of these things were not things that we knew to think about going in.
Now we know, maybe we should jet our lines,
our plumbing
every few months so that we can avoid emergency plumbing issues.
Wait, what does jet mean?
Like hydrojet?
We have the plumbing in LA is not great.
It's brutal.
So, at Kismet, we were having a lot of plumbing issues where we would just have like drains and toilets overflowing in the Saturday night service. And now every few months we clear the drains so that there's no, it's kind of gross, but so there's no buildup. But we have another place that recently had a drain issue, and we were like, that just triggered our kind of like awareness of the fact that space also might need a similar thing so that we don't run into situations where we have sewage in the kitchen and then need to, which
this is so funny to
call
me.
A professional cleanup crew.
Funny, not funny. Like our version was HVAC. Inevitably every time we had a heat wave,
us too.
The air conditioner broke, and it was always $1,000 to get somebody to even poke their head in the door.
It's always a Saturday night. It's always overtime.
And for us, I feel like anytime we have a major catastrophe with the plumbing, it's always on a special occasion. It's like always when we have a special thing planned, and we
like
have
New Year's.
We were like booked out 3 full turns, and we're sending people down the street to use the bathroom.
So I think what the listeners might be picking up on is it's a miracle that you make beautiful food.
It is a miracle.
Is there anything you wish you had known or that would have made it easier for you in the beginning?
I think it's just like maybe a little bit more knowledge of this reality, because I think we were a little bit like, I don't know, we were naive
we were naive. I think
we were
have
a bit
to
naive.
be.
In order to believe that in order to even do it, you have to.
I think I wish that I had more people management skills from an earlier age. I think that is the number one thing that if I could say I'd go back and take a business class or 2 on that subject, I think that would have been extremely helpful, especially crisis response management. I don't know, that would have been incredible foresight on my part, or on anyone's part, but I would really recommend it, given that it feels we're in an age of crises and that's not going anywhere, and to be able to respond in a leaderly way when there are those moments has really been something that I look back and was like, I really screwed that one up.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Leadership skills. Running a restaurant now is so much more than cooking beautiful food. As our government continues to fail us, people are more and more dependent on other systems to support them, other spaces to support them. And so I think the pressure has gotten even more intense for business owners to behave in a certain way.
And to be like a beacon, and
of stability. And I don't know if hope is the right word. I think it's more stability.
To be able to
professionalism. I think that is a thing that when we were coming up in restaurants was not present. very much. I mean, there was
a different
some.
kind
It was
of
different. It was
professionalism. Like
different.
people showed up no matter what.
Right. And now people do not show
that's
up.
a different
and so
thing
then it's
now.
like, how do you professionally handle when people are not good employees or when they're doing their best, but it doesn't work for the business? I think that is where we've learned the most in the past few years, is how to set what reasonable expectations are, how to set them, how to follow through, what we need.
What exceptions can be made also.
Right.
Like, it's hard to be like, when you then want to be like, everything needs to be by the book because we need to hold the same standards for absolutely every person. And technically you do, but then what exceptions can be made safely and from a human standpoint? Because it's just the hardest thing in the world, managing people and trying to hold yourselves and everybody else accountable. I wish that it was like a basic course in high school or something, that professionalism and how to show up and work ethic. I wish that was something that we could all collectively learn.
Mm-hmm. It's a good suggestion. Also, I find that a lot of kids don't have jobs these days.
Yes.
Yeah, as young.
At all,
yeah.
or as early as I know I did.
Yes,
Yeah.
too.
I mean, I
For
was
sure.
babysitting at 9.
Oh, yeah.
Paper out, all the jobs
Yeah,
through
I was
high
scooping
school,
ice cream
college.
at 14.
I was
Yep.
cleaning bird cages at the pet store.
All those jobs
Classic.
that you learn so much. And I'm always intrigued now when friends of mine say things like, oh, I don't want my kid to work during college. I want them to focus on their studies. And I'm like, are you insane? Have you forgotten what you were like in college? You didn't focus on your studies. You know, I've had so many interns over the years and like you two, so many employees. And you kind of can tell almost immediately who's been working since they were very young and just who hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's apparent. And if you are a parent, make your kid get a job.
Yes.
I do think it's good to teach people that skill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They should work in high school.
Just
they
how
should
to
work
work
in
in the
college.
summers.
It makes you
Summers,
better in lots of ways, not just in terms of how you show up at work, but like how you can just be a responsible person in the world.
And show up for yourself. I think that's also, I think working doesn't just teach you how to show up in the world for other people. It shows you that you can be stable for yourself, that if you aren't feeling great, you can still get up in the morning and go to work. I just think it's super important to be
Resilient
consistent and
also.
resilient. Yeah.
I feel like we're in
We
a
live in a
resiliency
world,
crisis.
we live in a world that is hard. So you've got to be able to deal with at least the small things on your own.
Who are your role models?
I mean, you mentioned some of them earlier, but Mary Sue and Susan, certainly Carolyn Stein and Susan Goen, they're all amazing. They're incredible.
They've been incredibly supportive of us and available, and there's no one else like those four.
Yeah. I mean, and personally speaking, I would say that Mary Sue and Susan have been extremely generous with their time and advice.
And we're close with them. They both talk about how hard the partnership is. Not like in detail, but, you know, I think
they've been honest. I think they've been honest to us about even going to see like a counselor to help them with their relationship.
So I think we also knew that from the start, that
that it wasn't like always friendship,
a walk in the park. Yeah. And that they've had their ups and downs. So that's been really helpful for us
100%.
to see. We haven't had very many mentors.
I know. If anyone wants to mentor us,
we're available.
We're taking mentors.
I've had like people. The first chef I ever worked for really took me under his wing and taught me a ton. David Shea, who had this place Applewood in Park Slope. That was a long time ago, and that was essentially culinary school for me. But
mentorship isn't easy.
Yeah, I will say from a business perspective, I've really, really, really appreciated Erin Patinkin. She's been incredibly helpful and generous with her support.
Erin, who's one of the co-founders of Ovenly. Haven't seen her in a while. She's great.
She's a total badass, super smart.
She's amazing, so smart. And if anyone wants like consulting on their business, go to Erin.
Kismet Rotisserie. How did that come about?
It came about because the landlord of the space that's just down the street from Kismet walked into Kismet one day and asked us if he was like, you guys are busy. Do you want another location? And we were like, sure.
And at the time we were very, very busy at Kismet and people were asking for takeout. And we were like, we can't do takeout out of here, but maybe we do a takeout concept just down the street. But we were like, do we do a bar or do we do a takeout concept?
Was this pre-pandemic?
Yeah. It was pre-pandemic.
We opened the first rotisserie January 2020.
Wow.
So that timing was wild.
Fortuitous.
Yes.
Extremely fortuitous. As we said
Thank God we
earlier.
didn't open a bar there.
Yeah, honestly, we really wouldn't still be standing without it. And rotisserie it's a great business. I'm really proud of it. It's so challenging.
Mm-hmm.
It's so challenging.
How
it's
so?
a
How is it
completely
different?
different business.
I would say it is more challenging
Yeah, in certain ways.
in certain ways.
It's
I mean,
a bigger ecosystem. Obviously, we have 4 of them now. It's a completely different kind of systems management than
It's
a full-service restaurant.
it's a totally different kind of cooking.
We're cooking things to hold and to package. Thinking about packaging was a thing that we hadn't really done very much.
It's a limited menu. It's
It's
delicious.
grown though.
It's
Yeah,
grown,
I
has
mean,
it? Yeah.
we have more bowls and salads and
we
stuff
have
at this
so
point.
it's
but
a rotisserie chicken restaurant. Like the kind of classic is rotisserie chicken wedge salad with miso poppy dressing, pickles, pita, and hummus, and it comes with 2 sauces: a garlic sauce and
like a chili crisp.
a chili crisp, chili oil. Yeah, that people really like.
I got that whole order delivered to my hotel room about a year ago when I was on deadline. And I was like, this is great.
It's good takeout.
I mean, it's like a well-seasoned chicken, but it's not overly spiced because we want people to have different sauces to go with it.
Definitely. We also wanted kids to be able to
Right.
eat it. Like this, I mean, we're getting lots of natural requests for takeout, but it became more and more and more apparent that LA is very much a takeout town.
But it also is a town that loves chicken. So there's a bunch of other businesses that we look to here that we knew were popular, like whether it be like a Pollo a la Brasa kind of place or Zenku or, obviously California Chicken Cafe was a hometown favorite.
Are any of them dine in or are they all takeout?
They're all kind of similar
Similar to us. We have some. So our Hollywood location only has outdoor seating, but we have some other locations that have more dine-in.
They're all quick serve, like counter service.
But you can go to them.
Yeah.
You can.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
And
we
arguably,
really
I'd
wanted...
say that's how they're best enjoyed. But
we really wanted people to be able to get it as takeout and for it to still be good the next day or the next day.
I love a leftover.
Yeah, and consistent leftovers. I mean, everything's always best the first day, but...
yeah, it was a fun puzzle to figure out, and it continues to be a fun puzzle to figure out how to make this business a really good business because it's not the background that we come from. We didn't ever do quick serve. It's a completely different model, and how to figure out how to make it excellent is a real challenge.
How to set the employees up for success, how to make delicious food that doesn't require people
A lot of culinary skill.
right, a lot of culinary skill or investment beyond showing up to work on that day. And
How many employees do you have now?
Probably 130.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's crazy.
Did you two ever, back in those glassy days, think, wow, one day we're going to have over
Certainly
100
not.
employees?
No, certainly not.
5 locations and growing.
Yeah.
Can I ask a nosy question about rotisserie? Did you have to do a lot of fundraising for it? And is it profitable yet?
We did one round of fundraising during the pandemic when we wanted to buy our business from our partners at that time. And the sort of explicit goal of that fundraise was then to be able to grow the rotisserie business.
Again, it was like restaurants were kind of a liability during the pandemic. So it was very challenging.
It was kind of the only
It was
way
the only
we would
option.
exist at all at this stage. So, I would say it was a good trade-off. We, I think, have done a lot with a little. I'm very proud of where we're at. It is profitable, which is a lot more than a lot of people can say. And so I'm really, really proud of our operation. Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy for you two. All right, let's talk about the menu at Kismet right now.
Okay.
I love everything you do there. And it's always painful to go with just either myself or 1 or 2 people because I always want to order the entire menu. Everything was good. Even those little mints you dropped on the table.
Oh, the buttermints.
At the end.
Meadow.
Shout out Meadow.
So good. Let's talk about the apricot with the marinated feta because I think that's something people who are nowhere near Kismet could maybe even try to replicate at home. You might not have those perfect apricots.
You can probably order them from Frog Hollow if you want.
Oh, are they Frog Hollow
They're
apricots?
not.
They're not, but
Oh.
I mean, I know that they ship nationwide.
Yes.
So.
Tell us about that dish. What's in it? How did it come to be? How do you marinate the feta? All the things.
That dish came to be the feta, and we talked about this in our cookbook if anybody wants it out there. The feta was inspired by Meredith dairy cheese. If anyone's ever had that really beautiful,
from Australia?
Yes,
that one?
that
That's
cheese
so good.
in a jar.
Yeah, and we were like, this is delicious.
Delicious.
We're like, what did they put in it?
That's a cult product.
Oh,
People are
so
obsessed.
so
good.
good.
I
And
have
you can
some
kind
in
of
my
get it
fridge right
everywhere.
now. Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
Shout out
anyways.
to Lauren Goldstein who introduced me to that.
And we were like, okay, well, let's just marinate our feta like this.
Yeah, and
with
it's like peppercorn, lemon zest, toasted garlic, bay leaf. Just really aromatic and really good.
What's the liquid?
olive oil.
Olive oil, yeah. And really good Valbraiso. Sheep's milk feta, really rich,
Really
which
creamy.
is so good. Yeah. It's a French feta. So, unlike Greek feta, which is like a little bit crumblier, drier,
yeah.
this is like really rich, fatty feta.
And salty.
So
yeah,
good.
it's delicious. Tangy.
Do you change what's the setting? What do you call it?
Oh,
do you
yeah.
change the fruit?
The set all the time.
The set.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it doesn't even have fruit, but we often
Very
do
often fruit.
The last one was dates with onions and perilla, the Korean leaf.
And my personal favorite, the roasted tomatoes with grapefruit.
Yeah.
That one.
And the
Roasted
black
tomatoes
mint.
and grapefruit.
It's like a sort of shocking combo. It's so
that one's great.
good. But I love the apricot one.
Yeah, I love the apricot one.
It seems made for the
It's
apricot.
also just like ephemeral because apricots last for 5 minutes.
Well, and also I think like both of us love apricots. I didn't even, maybe 3 years ago or 4 years ago, an apricot changed my life. I'm truly, because
I'm laughing because I agree.
Because you think about an apricot as being like a pasty, kind of dry, mushy fruit. And you can get apricots that are not that way. And I had this Bonnie Royale apricot, which is like a blushy, slightly larger apricot. And I'm telling you, when you tear one of those open, like a perfect Bonnie Royale apricot, it is dripping with juice. And it's really changed my life.
Where were you when this?
I was at Meadows Station.
Okay.
I was trying it. It was at Kismet. Apricots, just a top fruit for I
They're
think both
amazing.
of us.
I mean, they are just like a very precious, special thing. But then it's got like a lovage condiment.
So lovage. This has like a lovage and raw shallot.
tell us lovage because
Love lovage.
It's like a celery leaf.
It's like a celery leaf, but like
more
a little
aromatic,
more,
a little
more
less
anisey.
Yeah, a little less like sharp.
Yeah, a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
And then we actually add a little bit of cardamom to it because I think, and a little bit of like a tangy cardamom honey because I feel like the cardamom brings out that same kind of like anisey, sweet quality in the lovage. And then the raw shallot gives some sharpness and there's a little bit of lemon in that too. So, it's just a real balanced, herbal, tangy, sweet, very of the moment set.
Yeah, not here for long.
everything you just described, I feel like is so you in a dish. Like you just told the story of Kismet in that one dish. It's so layered and so beautiful. It's incredible.
Did you have the beans?
Oh my God. Of course
So
I had the beans.
that Ileana, her background is Mexican and she's one of the sous chefs at Kismet. She's been with us for a long time. And so we worked on that together.
Those
and
beans were
the
perfect.
beans are
incredible
amazing.
beans.
They're
like
amazing.
The butter
They are
beans from Iacopi
They're
Farms.
from
What's the
Northern
farm?
California.
Yeah.
Though I think we say
Iacopi.
it. We might be saying it wrong.
Iacopi? I don't know.
Because
Iacopi?
someone else from Northern California said it a
Well,
different
anyway,
way, but now
it's
I'm blacking out.
Iacopi. Do what you will with that.
And we had them when we were touring our cookbook in Northern California, and we were like, what are these?
No, I had those beans years ago through Martin.
Oh, those were the ones we got at Glastonbury too?
Yes. Martin, Bornhonesk, who imports Northern California produce to New York City.
Oh, I don't know him.
Oh, we'll talk.
Does he deliver to civilians?
He might if you're willing to buy a case, or you have to like go and
Or
pick it
pallet,
up somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's an amazing service. This very sort of underground in the know chef's knowledge service. This
Now
incredible
there are more
farmer.
places that you
But
can
he
buy.
is basically a co-op for all these Northern California farms. And
That's good intel.
Oh, it's amazing.
What do you know the name of his company?
It's just his name. He sends out a newsletter.
Cool.
But you
Okay.
can
I'll send
order
it to you.
these beans probably
Yeah,
through
these beans,
other
through somewhere else.
sources,
But that's
but
how I
they're
knew about.
amazing.
We use
They were
these beans
perfect.
over. Yeah,
And
they're
They
my
don't.
top-
They're creamy and they don't burst.
That was the part that amazed
Well,
me.
you have
Not
to cook.
the-
Well, you have to cook them nicely.
But the skin is not so. Sometimes the larger beans that don't burst, the skin is very tough, and these somehow manage to also have a thin enough skin that they're like delicate. Anyway, and then
they're a perfect bean.
do like an hoja santa oil that the mushrooms are marinated in.
And it was a green oil, right?
Yeah, hoja santa, and then some pickled coriander seeds, and it's just delicious. But,
wow, now I'm hungry.
I know. And our server said, we wanted to get one of the breads, and I was like, what bread should we get? And she was like, you definitely are going to want bread to soak up
the sauce,
sauce and the beans. So good. We also had the shrimp with the summer squash.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
And the summer squash was so beautifully prepared in the liquid at the base of the dish. I couldn't tell what kind of squash it was.
I believe it's a Mexican like a light green squash. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
They're really nice. I think summer squash is an incredibly underrated vegetable.
We both love
something
summer
we
squash.
Share, an opinion we share, that summer squash, extremely underrated.
Yeah. I know everyone is like, oh my God, I have so much summer squash from my garden, but
it's a delicious thing.
Yeah, and overcooked.
Raw. In any way.
Mushy, we love
honestly,
it mushy.
People really do not give it enough
just
credit.
Sweet.
And when you say summer squash, are we talking zucchini?
Zucchini is a type
all
of
the
summer
squash.
Gold bar. Yeah, all the different summer
There's
squashes.
so many varieties.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Embrace the summer squash, people. Okay, we literally have 1 minute, so we're going to do the most abbreviated speed round. Since we're in Hollywood,
we're so bad at
are
this.
you streaming?
Oh, gosh.
Do you have time to watch anything?
I'm really bad at TV.
I mean, mine's a joke. I will say that it has nothing to do with Hollywood.
Yeah, no, I've been watching, my partner and I have been watching this incredibly endearing Australian gardening show.
Oh my God. The two of us are so old. The show I've been watching is a British old man comedian fishing show.
Oh my God.
And it's so good. It's called Mortimer and Whitehouse Gone Fishing.
God.
And I'm
That's
obsessed
amazing.
with it.
You both have really good taste in music. What music are you listening to right now? The soundtrack's always great at the restaurant.
Oh, that's so sweet. This is not so much a band or an artist so much as a DJ on NTS, a woman named Flo Dill, who I'm obsessed with.
Cool. Flo Dill?
Flo Dill on
Dill
NTS
like
Radio. Dill like the herb. She also loves gardening. She's so cool. She's British, and she broadcasts out of London. And my favorite shows ever, I mean, she's amazing. I just highly recommend her. But my favorite shows ever are when she co-hosts with this other DJ called OK Williams, and they have the coolest vibe together. They're so fun and funny. Highly recommend.
That's great. We can leave it at that.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I love music, but I love it when other people choose it.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like all kinds of music from other places besides America.
I was trying to figure out all the music at the restaurant the other night.
We can send you a playlist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do really like this person who's very popular right now.
I'm always Shazamming when a restaurant has a good playlist.
Smart.
Mm-hmm. You know this person, Celine Desberg. Do you know her?
No.
She's very popular right now, and she's like French Mongolian. And
cool.
we play it at Kismet sometimes.
Okay, last question. If you had to be trapped on a desert island with one food celebrity, who would it be and why?
Celebrity.
But you can't pick each other or Mary Sue or any of the people you mentioned.
A food celebrity.
I guess I'll take Maylin.
That's cool.
Well, because she's great and super skilled, and I love to eat Chinese food, so I feel like we'd probably have a good time. I mean, that's just me really off the cuff.
Yeah, I feel like food celebrity knowledge is limited, but
Right,
off
which
the
is
cuff,
me
I was
too.
like maybe Gregory Gourdet. He's a sweetie.
Oh, he's so cool.
Yeah, he's so cool. I love his cooking. He makes a lot of vegetables. That would be fun for both of us. I enjoy every interaction I've had with him.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. I love you too also. Thank you for being on the show. We're so proud to give you the community award. And
so honored.
I just love everything you do. Thank you.
Carrie, back at you.
Yeah.
That's it for today's show. Thank you to Sara Kramer and Sarah Hymanson for joining me. Be sure to check out our 2026 Power List on cherrybomb.com, featuring Sara and Sarah and dozens of other amazing folks changing the food world. Our theme song is by the band Tra La La. Special thanks to Third Wheel Podcast Studio in Hollywood. Our producers are Catherine Baker and Jenna Sadu. Our executive assistant is Bridget Pittman. And our head of partnerships is Rachel Close. Thanks for listening, everybody. You're the bomb.